Hello Elder Scrolls community, welcome back to some of my dumb videos. So coming up here to Morrowind, I kind of decided to take a little step back from the Trials Maelstrom Academy because I don't know, something interests me about PvP. I just wanted to know how PvP worked before they flipped the game upside down. So here I tried a couple different Negate tank builds. Now I saw obviously Fang Rush's Dragon Disruptor, which I was told later after putting this build together that that's what I was doing. That apparently there's only from what I've seen, at least, let me start with, at least from what I've seen in PvP, there's only 3 viable builds for a group. You have your healer, and they have to be wearing reactive on the body, and then either transmutation, spell power cure, whatever the fuck helps for healers. Sanctuary is nice. You get the gist. Reactive +1 plus monster set, if you can fit that in there. You can fit a monster set in if you got a sword board on one of your bars and rest on another. But and then the last one, the bombs. The bombs. I tried it on a sorc. Just doesn't quite work as well. Nightblade's really got the upper edge on being the bomber. You got sap essence. You have ambush. You can literally ambush up to your next target, even if you're encase spammed indefinitely, you still get to ambush. So I know some of the better players, what they do is they dodge roll out with their destros procced, and then they ambush up to the next guy. If they get encased or immobilized, they go into first person very quickly and they swap to their next target and ambush, sap, ambush, sap, and that's the bomber. You have a healer. They are dodge rolling out with you. Some of them have guard, some of them don't. It's okay. But they are making sure healing springs, combat prayer, and breaths are getting spammed up the asshole. You have to. If your bombs die, you're fucked. If your negate tank dies before he negates, you're fucked. If all of your healers die because their negate's better than yours, you're fucked. So here's how our builds work. Now, I played the only negate tank on our team because, to be quite honest, it takes a certain level of skill to be the negate tank. Now, we've wiped EMP groups because their negate tank was retarded. They probably attempted Fang Rush's build. Without Fang Rush's ability, they fail, because you're talking about a magic build, man. Just because you have heavy armor and a sword board doesn't make it a stamina setup. Far from it. You're talking about the only relevant things you're doing is keeping up Hurricane, which, if you know anything about how implosion passive works, the more health you have, the higher your implosion scales. So, it doesn't take a magic or a stam build to do that. I attempted on my Khajiit stam sorc to turn him into a negate tank. Let me tell you how bad that failed. That was terrible. I could hit maybe 3 or 4 shattering prisons before I was done. I couldn't streak anywhere. It was just dumb. Then I take my longest, oldest friend, my high elf. I take him into PvP. I don't even think he was honestly, I don't even think I was vampire this whole time. But high magic pool, high magic recovery. Turn your magic into stam real quick. Get your full standby back in 1 dark deal. Woo! That's what you want. Hurricane with 40k health. Your implosion passive turns to about a 25k implosion proc. Your implosion procs off your health. You don't need extra stam. It's just not how it works. You can fry people up in PvP just by having Hurricane active. I don't know why it is. For some weird reason, Hurricane procs implosion much more than anything else. Anyway, the build. Apparently I've been called the Dragon Disruptor a couple times. Why not? Fuck it. Some random asshole wants to claim gear for his build. I mean, before I was using this Dragon Tava's Bloodspawn setup, I actually used to be using Twiceborn Heavy Crafted with Vicious Death, because there used to be a bug where you can encase people. I used to use Shattering Prison because it deals damage. Whatever. I used to encase people and they'd blow up. That was the point of the build that I used to have. Now it doesn't work quite the same way. So now my point is to let the bombers bomb, the healers heal, and my entire point is to negate. If I can stay alive longer than everyone else and toss one more negate down, sometimes that's all it takes to turn the entire battlefield. And we're talking about battlefield here, like the 2 campaigns that I decided to go into in Hatteras on Xbox, which is the end all to this game. Like anything else is just role playing. I mean, there is a certain level of ganking that comes into the overall field, but everything else, if you're not healing in a group, if you're not bombing or negating, you're really not doing anything. You're just there. You're just fucking there. Like we call you vicious bait death. Blah. My bad. We call you vicious death bait. That's what we call you in our groups. Those groups that come steamrolling on top of your heads, that's what we call you. You're just vicious death bait. I'll fucking spam in case. I will be cancer. My stupid little hurricane that's doing 100 damage until you're at 15% and it fries you for 10k. Like, I am cancer. And my bombs that come in behind me, they are the cure to your being alive in PvP. I get negated on top of sometimes. I negate on top of those people, but watch. Look at the support. There's only 3 relevant things. Heavy armor negate tanks, which changed 0% between Homestead and Morrowind, by the way. Healers, maybe their build changed. We'll see here in a couple of weeks if their build's truly changed or not. I don't think it really does much. I don't see why it would. Heavy armor, the only thing they nerfed was Constitution. Who the fuck was getting their magic from Constitution anyway, other than you trash ass wannabe nightblades who want to put heavy armor on your nightblade and be a trash? Those are the only people that are being affected by this. It's the DPS that were trashy enough to put heavy armor on their DPS. Our support roles are unscathed, and our bombers never used heavy armor to begin with. So no, not only has nothing changed in PvP, but things are getting much more cancerous, because now, here come Morrowind, and I'm telling you straight up, I didn't even want to buy Morrowind for the Xbox. I thought it was a waste of money. I got the pre-order on PC. I'm over there now with my gamertag LV Kirsten. Sorry, that's my Xbox gamertag, LV Fearsome on the Xbox. And you'll see here some more. Kaboom! You just vicious death bait. You're not negating me. You're not healing your friends. You're not bombing on us. You're a waste of space here in PvP. That's all you are. And since they kept CP campaigns, that's all you can expect. It's only going to be the top players going to be in there. The top duelists are going to be in the non-CP, of course. They're the ones that have practiced for it. They're the ones that care about that kind of shit. But those are never going to be the #1 places to be. Because CP campaigns exist, so will cancer builds. As long as champion points remain the same and fluid between player versus, we call it PvE, player versus environment, and player versus player, all you're gonna have is cancer. Here I am, cancer as fuck. Infinite stamina. Two dark deals, and I have all of my stamina back. My champion points are set so that my blocking doesn't even really affect my stamina. My crit surge with Hurricane. If there's a Zerg around us, all it does is heal me. Every second, as long as I crit 1 time, I get my heals back. I have Heroic Slash. And there's something you don't know about my champion points. I make sure to have 120 CP into the Ritual Tree. I put 100 in the Thaumaturge, which buffs my Hurricane. And I put 20 into precise strikes, which buffs my vigor crits. That way, when my health drops to 20% and desyncs like it always does in PvP, I maintain major heroism almost 100% through the fight. And I get to have negate on top of negate on top of negate. And this game is broken. And not understanding why and how it's broken and not playing to it, all you're doing is role-playing. This dude that I spam encase on, and I streak through, and I hit him with heroic slash, I turn his bomb off, pretty much. His bomb, he tried to bomb us. I'm smarter than that. I've always been smarter than mechanics, and all these people are mechanics. It's almost like ZeniMax creates these ads for us to just vicious bomb them to death. There's nothing to it. I made a lot of Maelstrom videos, I made a lot of PvE videos, just trying to show this game is interesting in PvE. In PvP, it comes down to 3 things. Definitely not stationary death shows like we're watching right here. It does no damage whatsoever. All we are focused on is bombs from nightblades, maybe a sorc with a lightning destro if you're lucky enough to have someone that's set up for that shit and knock the people off balance. It happens. Okay. Bombs from nightblades, sap essence, Grothdar, or blood spawn. That's a thing. I'm sure you plebs don't even know that shit. Blood spawn's pretty dope because you get some extra ulti, and the resistance you get while you go into bomb, it's been keeping our bombers from dying over their bombers that die instantly. Anyway, Grothdar, blood spawn, they're just spamming sap and ambush. They're keeping on top of they're keeping the pressure up. Okay. Negate tanks specifically. Now the setup I'm using dragon on the jewelry because that's a percentage, and Tava's on the body. Although because it's a craftable, I have to. I'm using Tava specifically because I'm allowed to craft Nirnhone shields, which if you have a couple of pieces of impen and a transmutation healer on your tank, you don't need all impen. It's like, it only helps if they crit you, and the average crit in PvP is below 40%, so what the fuck is resistant gonna do to you? You have champion points that help you with that shit. Make your shit divines or infused. Get those max values out of the way, man. If you got the right group comp, you don't need impen everything. Now, if you're role-playing Nightblade or role-playing Templar or role-playing Sorcerer or role-playing whatever the fuck you are, Warden, maybe you need a lot of impen. But if you're in the right group, you don't need impen like that. It's a misnomer. It's like when Outcast says always use sharpened, even though your trial group by default, if they're wearing all Kosh and they have a crusher enchantment and can puncture, block, and hit synergies all day, you are over penetrating with that sharpened weapon. It's a misnomer. You need to think about the game. This game is a lot. If you're wondering why you're getting steamrolled, that's why I'm making this video. If you're wondering why you're getting steamrolled every fucking time you walk into PvP, this is why. You don't have enough negates, you don't have enough healers, and you don't have enough bombs. Because let me tell you, we wiped Emp groups. I'll call out that motherfucker Trap Game right fucking now and tell his ass we wiped his ass 4 times as Emperor right before the servers went down and Morrowind came in. His ass was trying to take us. We were pushing to dethrone him. Now I'm sure they kept the throne. It looked like they did. There was like 1 million fucking blues at Fort Ash, and that's the fucking story. It's nice, but we took Alessia so that Red could start doing their thing, because for some reason the Reds are like literally on Xbox. I don't know why, but Reds in general in Hatter seem to be a bunch of random people that just zerg for no reason. I don't know why. I mean, that's what it appears like. Maybe they're not. Maybe you're a Red and you're looking at this saying, what the fuck is he talking about? I don't know, man. It's just what it appears like, because we're trying to do something. Like, we're clearly trying to dethrone, and they're over there trying to push us while we're trying to dethrone Blues. Like, the fuck? Okay, whatever. Maybe you're working with Blues, maybe not. Who gives a fuck? In the end of the day, we take Alessia from Blues, and there's the Emp group coming at us. Well, I have smarter negates than they do. I dodge roll through them. I trap down their healers and I negate their asses in. And then our bombs come through and wipe them asses. 3 fucking times before the Emperor disappears. They're like, what the fuck is the Emperor? We're wiping these random people. Well, his ass went back to Fort Ash, where it's like, I don't know, there's probably a good like 100 something blues there. Maybe even 200. Maybe all the fucking blues in the entire campaign were there. It's very possible. But I don't want to end my rant like that. I want to end my rant as this. Nothing changed between Homestead and Morrowind. Nothing. Your support roles can still wear heavy armor. There's no difference in that. You're still going to have trouble killing the supports. The bombers are even stronger now. Because I'm... Like, you're talking about bombers that had access to CP before. Now they have even stronger access to dodge rolls, break free. They have even stronger access to blocks. They have even stronger access to regen. They have higher access to damage. You're talking about... Things are going to change. My bad, people. This is not Obama wishing for change, man. You're talking about PvP where there will always be a workaround. The reason they nerfed DK's mapped health builds was because you don't need a warden for that shit. They nerfed that instantly. They said, no, motherfuckers. You do not get to do a workaround to Morrowind, but I am telling you, this right here, not only is the workaround, but all we have to add to our group is a 1 motherfucking warden to put on mutagen, and all of us get 10% more health. That makes my implosion go up. That makes our bombers die less. We're talking about group resistance buffs, group health buffs, group healing. I mean, I can imagine. I don't even know if this works yet. We'll see here in a little bit if maybe a warden can just port motherfuckers up on top of the keeps. While we're up here, right here, you see me standing right there. If a warden could just put down a gate right down there and just port a motherfucker up. I don't know. That'd be dope. I'm working on my warden on PC and he's magic and he's a high elf because high elf's are the fucking shit. That is shit. Magic recuff, max magic pools, extra damage. Jesus, nothing's been better. Anyway, that was my little rant. And this is me running through PvP. It's just a short showcase on just what is relevant in PvP exactly. Clearly, negates, healers, bombs. That's it. Vish. Have a nice day.